if you're watching this video, it simply means that you are writing either the Waec or the Neco exam this year, 2026. So if you are here, welcome. And I want you to pay attention to this video. It's going to be a long video, but I promise you that after this video, you will be confident about your Waec exam, especially what this English. Because we all know that English is one of the most important subjects in your Waec. There are some subjects that you can fail. Even if you fail those subjects, you can still enter school. But when you fail English or maths, zero. You understand? You cannot enter school. You have to rewrite another exam again. That is why I'm making videos like this. And by the grace of God, this is not the only video that I'll be making. I'll also make for other subjects as well. You understand? So ensure what you stay tuned. Very, very important. And this video is sponsored by Study AI. Yes, Study AI is the sponsor of this video. They are the ones that are making you see this video like this. So shout out to them. If you want to know more about them, you can check them online. www.studyai.com. So now, without wasting much of our time, let's rush into what this video. It is very, very important. So now, in your Waec exam or your Neco exam, this video is for both Waec students and Neco students, so pay attention. So in any of these exams, you are going to be given what? 3 papers. Yes, you're going to be given what? 3 papers. And these papers are divided into what? Into sections. Yes, they're divided into what? Into what? Different what sections. Now, this paper 1, this paper 2, and this paper 3, what are the things you have to expect on each of these papers? Now, check out that you're writing all these papers in one day. Paper 1, 1 day. Paper 2, 1 day. Paper 3, 1 day. Everything you're writing in the same day. So what are you expecting in these 3 papers? It's very, very simple. So now, for paper 1, you'll be expecting antonyms. Under section 1 is antonyms. Section 2 is what? Synonyms. When I say antonyms, I mean words that are what? Opposite in meaning. Synonyms, words that are what? Nearest in meaning. Yes. You also what? See what? Idioms. Yes. We also what? See what's it called now? Most appropriate. Yes. Most appropriate. You see filling the gap. Filling the gap. It's the same thing, but sometimes they just mix it up together. So filling the gap. Then you also see register. You see register. Now these two, most appropriate and filling the gap, they are also known as what? Lexics and structure. Lexics and what? Structure. You understand? So when I say all those your nouns, pronouns, adverb, adjective, concord, they are what? Known as lexics and what? And structure. You understand? And they are part of the things you'll be seeing on the day of the Waec exam. So this is what? Everything that is under what? Paper 1. Then paper 2, we have what? Section 1, section 2, normal. We have all these ones too. You understand? So paper 2 is what? Orals. Yes. Now under orals, you'll be asked questions on vowels, consonant, rhymes, emphatic stress, stress pattern, and there's one other one again that will ask you questions on. I can't really bring it out now, but look at it. These are the major ones that your question will come aside from: vowels, consonants, rhymes, emphatic stress, stress pattern. Yes, very, very. So please take note of it. Very, very important. Now, under paper 3, now this one is where you will not start to be using your biro to write. So we have 3 sections as well. Now the first section, we have first section, second section, we have third section. Now, sometimes it can be interchanged, but they are all in the same booklet. So for section 1, you will see what? Comprehension. Yes, comprehension will be there. Number section 2, you will see summary. Yes, summary will be there. Section 3, you will see what's it called now? Yes, you will see letter writing. Either you see letter writing. Now they'll give you 3. They'll tell you to pick one. Either you see letter writing. Let me write it so you see it too, because one of you. Under section 2, either you see letter writing, or you see they'll tell you to write an essay. Yes, either you see letter writing or an essay. You understand? Or they'll just tell you to write an article, something like that. You understand? So most times I will just advise you for section 3, just pick letter writing, because that one is easier. You see essay, you see article, those ones are quite difficult. Although if you are good in essay and article, you can pick that one, but it's more advisable to just go with letter writing for your own good. You understand? For your own what? For your own good, go with letter writing. And they'll give you two types of letter. They'll give you formal letter and they'll give you informal letter. Hope you know what formal and informal letter is. There's one that you write to your friends, your family, and your loved ones. There's the one you write to people that you are not too conversant with, people that are not your relatives. So we have formal letter, we have informal. Informal letter is the one you write to your friends and family. Informal letters. Then formal letter is the one you write to companies, organizations, chairman, and all those type of things. You understand? So these are the things that you see, on the day of your exam. I'm still trying to this paper 2. Am I saying that it's not complete? I don't know. We have vowels. They'll ask you vowels. They'll ask you consonants. They'll ask you rhyme. They'll ask you emphatic stress. They'll ask you stress pattern. Am I saying that something is missing? So yeah, the last one is what is sounds. Yes, sounds. They'll tell you that okay, which one has the similar sound with this one? You get. So these are what you should be expecting on the day of your Waec exam. And by the grace of God, in this video, we are going to cover all these things. I'm going to touch, all this. So that when you enter the hall, you'll be confident and you know what to do and what to write on the day of it. So I'm going to touch all these areas. So first of all, we'll start with section 1. You understand? In section 1, I'm going to first of all, in this first clip now, I'm going to talk about antonyms, synonyms, and idiom. I will talk about the commonly asked antonyms and synonyms. So your own duty in this video is just to memorize these words, and I can assure you that when you enter the hall, you will see these exact same words, because Waec always that there are a lot of words in this life. There's a lot of words, you understand, but there are some certain words that Waec and Neco always like asking. So it's those words that we're going to discuss in this video, and after that we'll now go into other aspects. So this video is not going to be a very, very short one. It will be very longer because I'm going to take my time to explain everything. So please listen attentively. Very, very important. So without wasting time, let's talk about antonyms and synonyms first before we move to other things. All right, so like I promised, we'll be starting with synonyms and antonyms, because the truth is that I think in your section 1, you'll be given about 20 synonyms and 20 antonyms, if I'm not mistaken. So imagine you already know all the synonyms and antonyms. If you are already on your way to success, you understand? So, and the truth is that synonyms and antonyms, they are free mark, because if you know it, you know it. You understand? So like I said, in this section of this video, I'm going to show you the possible asked synonyms and antonyms question. You want just to memorize it, enter the hall, and you'll see it. Because like I said, Waec has some set of words that you always repeat every year. So these are the most repeated words as far as synonyms and antonyms concerned for Waec and Neco. So listen attentively. Let's just rush it. It's not hard. So now the first one is the thing is that I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to explain it, because the truth is that you might not see it exactly the way it is here. But when I explain it, in case you see it, you'll be able to remember from my explanation. So the first one is cremated. Cremated means to burn. So for example, now they'll say, okay, the man's body was cremated for his funeral. It means that they did not bury the man, they burned the man. Some traditions do that. You understand? So number 2 is benevolent. I'm talking about the synonyms. So the truth is that if you are smart enough, from the synonyms, you can even know the antonyms, because you cannot know the opposite of a word if you don't know what that word is. If you don't know the meaning of that word, you cannot know the opposite of that word now. Abi? So the synonyms are actually the most important thing, because if you know the synonyms, then the antonyms will not be hard. You understand? I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. So let's go. Benevolent, it means to be kind. To be kind, to be generous. That's the meaning of word benevolent. To be another word again, I might ask is magnanimous. You understand? It means to be kind, to be cheerful, what's it called? Philanthropic. You understand? So these are words that are associated with number 2. Number 3, surreptitious. Surreptitious. It means secret. Yes, secret. Surreptitious means secret. Lucid means clear. You understand? Something is lucid. That means that thing is clear, easy to understand. It's lucid. So I can say your handwriting is lucid. Means your writing is clear. Your face is so lucid. Your face is clear. Candid means honest. Yes, candid. This person is candid. This person is honest. Loquacious. When somebody is loquacious, it means that person is what? Is a talkative. You understand? And some people don't know this. So back then when we were in English, when we were still preparing for Waec, jam and stuff like that, our lecturer then was talking about this particular word, loquacious. He said there was this girl that was talking. It was in a vehicle traveling to somewhere. You understand? So there was this girl that was talking. She was just talking in the vehicle, talking. Then my tutor then just told the girl that, baby girl, you are very loquacious, or you are too loquacious for my liking. The girl now, because the girl now, although the girl thought that loquacious is like a flirty word, the girl was like, oh, thank you, not knowing that loquacious means what? Talkative. You understand? So when you say somebody is loquacious, that means that person is what? A talkative. Do you understand? So basically, you see where the reason why I brought that story in, so that you'll be able to know in case in the exam. Taciturn, quiet. Somebody's taciturn means what? Quiet. So you can see that they are opposites. Loquacious, talkative, taciturn, quiet. You understand? The other one is what? Meticulous. This girl is meticulous in her ways. This person is very careful. Another one again, lackadaisical. Lackadaisical means I beg. Any I want be maybe. You see that person is what? Lackadaisical. Person is not serious. That's the thing. Person is lackadaisical. So if you want to act like an English guru, you say, why are you acting lackadaisical? Use that word today. Very, very important. Then look at this one, cardinal. Something that is what? Important. Gloomy, sad. The meaning of gloomy is what? To be sad. Alluring, charming. You have an alluring smile. You have a charming smile. These are words that have always been tested as far as what Waec and Neco is concerned. Now, let's go to this section now. Inimical. When somebody inimical means what? Harmful. You understand? We are about to embark on an inimical journey. It means that this journey is not going to be easy. It's going to be harmful. Yes. The opposite of inimical is innocuous. Innocuous means what? Harmless. You can see it was an opposite. 15. Agitated. What is agitated? Means that person is what? Frightened. Docile. When you say somebody is docile, that person is weak, is easy to control, controllable. Person is what? The one that you will see on your exam is what? Is weak. When somebody is what? Docile, that person is what? Is weak. 16. Indolent. Indolent means to be what? To be lazy. Yes. Indolent means to what? Be lazy. They also have what is called insolent. There's indolent. There's also what? Insolent. Insolent. This one means to be rude. It means to be what? To be rude. Then there's indolent. Means to be is someone that is lazy. There's also what? Insolvent. Insolvent means somebody that is what? That is broke. So insolent, rude. Have you watched all this drama, this Nigerian drama? They'll say, what insolence? Means that what you are very rude. That's what insolent means. But indolent means to be lazy. You understand? Then insolvent is even here, bankrupt. You see, they can twist it anyhow. You just have to be smart about it. So now, indigent means to be poor. Gullible, easily deceived. Yes. Like for example now, children, they are very gullible. You can easily deceive them. You understand? Puerile, childish. Yes. Or obscene means something that is immoral. We have obscene. We also have obsolete. Obscene means something that is what? Something that is immoral, something that is not good. We also have obsolete. Obsolete means something that is old-fashioned. You understand? For example, now, which dressing will I say is old-fashioned? Now, back then, when we were young, normally we used to do pencil trouser. Like, our trouser would be very very tight. But nowadays, if you are doing that one, your leg will not look like twin stick. You get? So that one is old-fashioned. That's what there's a name they normally call. I think it's I've forgotten the name, sir. But then we'll slip it out. Will be very tight. We'll not be forming. We'll not be walking like this. Oh, those things are what? Obsolete. They are old-fashioned. Then, but obscene means something that is immoral. Astute, somebody that is skillful, that is upright and skillful. Voracious, somebody is voracious. That person eats too much. That person is a glutton. Loath means what? Unwillingly. You understand? Lot. There's what's lot. Look at it, there are two. There is one like this. There's one like this. You understand? They're not the same thing, they are different. This one means unwillingly, like, you know, unwillingly. You don't have to do it unwillingly. While this one means what? Hate or dislike. Please take note. This one is what? Somebody that is unwilling, or somebody that is somebody that is unwilling, somebody that is reluctant. Yeah, that's the word. Reluctant. Why this one means what? Hate. Hate. With this one, dislike. You understand? Please take note of the two. Very, very important. So transient. Transient means something that will not last forever. You understand? Something that will not last, something that is short-lived. It means what? Transient. On that word again, if you don't see transient, you will see ephemeral. Yes, you will see ephemeral. So when something is ephemeral, it's short-lived, it will not last forever, it is transient. You understand? Then opposite of transient means that thing will last forever, everlasting. Abi? Yes. Erudition means learning. Obnoxious means offensive. I don't like your obnoxious character. I don't like your offensive character. You understand? So that's it. Then we also have another one called wane. Now, wane is you know, diminish. You get, like wane, thing is diminishing. We also have ubiquitous. Yes, ubiquitous. That's the word. Ubiquitous. Now, ubiquitous means something that is everywhere. You understand? Something that is what? Everywhere. Ubiquitous, everywhere. Circumvent, bypass. That's the meaning of circumvent. Obsolete, we talked about it before. Old-fashioned. Bogus means fake. You understand? Bogus means what? Fake. For example, now, you say this story is bogus. It means that story is what? Is fake. It doesn't mean that the story is large, oh, because Murphy, when you hear the word bogus, what comes to mind is something that is big. No. Bogus means something that is what? Fake. Gibberish means nonsense. You are speaking gibberish. You are speaking nonsense. Something that does not make any sense. Insolvent, like I said before, bankrupt. Cogent, convincing. Yes. Vague, something that is vague. When something is vague, means that thing is not clear. It is unclear. Now look at. Remember we talked about a word called what? Lucid before. Can we say that lucid and vague, they are words and opposites? Yes. Sorry, let me spell it well. So say lucid and words, they are words opposites. Like I said, lucid means something that is clear, but vague, something that is not clear. So they are, you understand? So doting means loving. You understand? She's such a doting person. She's a loving person. Sodom means what? Rare. This thing seldomly happens. It means this thing rarely happens. You understand? So that's for this set. We have another set again in the next clip. So stay tuned. Let's continue. All right, my people. Let's continue from where we stopped. So still on synonyms and antonyms. Let's rush this. This is going to be the last part of synonyms and antonyms. Then we'll move on to idioms. Popular idioms I may ask you and how to answer idiomatic questions. Then we'll move to lexis and structures. All those verbs, nouns, pronouns, all those things. We'll talk about them before we now move on to you know, the other aspects that we'll talk about in the beginning of this video. So now, 38, insolent. I talked about it before now. I've been mentioned of it before. I said insolent means to what? To be rude, to be disrespectful. Yes. Boisterous. Somebody is boisterous. It's from the word boastful. When somebody is boastful now, that person is noisy because, well, we are making mouths now. Show walkings. Not be cho. You understand? So, 40 means jaundice. Yeah, this thing is an E-L-E-C-E-D. It means to be what? To be biased. Ostracize. This word is I love this word. Ostracize. It means to stay away from others. Like, you say this guy, yeah, some people in class now, in a class, they don't talk to anybody. They just like sitting on their own. Some they like sitting at the back. Some they just sit at the front. Once lecture close like this, they just go. They are ostracizing themselves from others. That's the meaning. Then number 42, incessant. When something is incessant, that thing is continuous. That thing is many. That thing is it keeps on coming. It is what? Incessant. Then futile. Futile means something that is what? Fruitless. You understand? For example, now you say sporty bet is what? Is futile. Meaning that it's futile, meaning that nothing there inside. You will not be rich from sporty bet. Futile, fruitless. Now, concurrently, something is happening concurrently. I mean that is happening what? Simultaneously. You understand? Like one thing is happening at the same. Just like for example, now there was one year that both Jam and Waec were happening at the same time. You will say that they are happening concurrently, simultaneously at the same time. Coerce means something that is rough. Snowball means to grow. Lucrative, somebody is lucrative. That means that person is hardworking. That person is profitable. For example, now I own a lucrative business. It means I own a profitable business. I mean, yes. Lethal, something is lethal. I mean that thing is what? Deadly. Deadly. Then the opposite is what? Innocuous, which is what? Harmless. We talked about it before, Abi. Yes. Then venal means something that is what? Corrupt. Venal, corrupt. So now, assiduous. She is very assiduous, very hardworking. Impromptu, unprepared. This thing happened. You did not expect it. It just happened. Impromptu, unprepared. Yes. Moribund, crumbling. When something is in a moribund stage, is in a crumbling stage, is in a dying stage, that is the meaning of moribund. Then repudiate means to what? To disown. Past question. Detrimental. This thing is detrimental to your health. I mean that is what? Harmful to your health. Sumptuous is expensive. Now this sumptuous, there's sumptuous, there's scrumptious. Yes, there's sumptuous and there's scrumptious. I think it's spelled scrumptious. Yeah, something like this. This one means something that is sweet. That has to do with food. Like say this food is scrumptious. This food is sweet, is enticing, is delicious. Scrumptious. But sumptuous, it means expensive. Please see what the difference. Then something is tardy. Means that thing is what? Is slow. Then laissez-faire. Laissez-faire is also means what? Lackadaisical. Somebody that is what? The person not saying. The person is just there. Very careless person. Or a carefree person. A careless person. That's laissez-faire. Then crestfallen. It means that person is what? To be sad. Crestfallen means what? Sad. Timorous means to what? To be timid. To be nervous. To be scared. Yes. Inordinate means something that is what? Plentiful. I think there was a word we talked about just now. I think it's incessant. So we can also say incessant and inordinate, they are quite similar because incessant means something that is what? Continuous. Keeps on bringing it out. Keeps on coming. Then inordinate means plentiful. So they are kind of related. Then assume. When you say to assume something means to bring out something. Especially when you buried it, you are bringing it out. To assume. The man's body was exhumed after 3 days. It means they dig up the man's grave after 3 days. Please take note. Then we'll talk about vainglorious. Vainglorious means to what? To be boastful. Yes. Outlandish. It means this thing is strange. You can say that, my jam questions were outlandish. It means that my jam questions were strange. Like, crazy things happening. So, that's outlandish. Then, let's go over the last part. Shady means to be what? To be dishonest. You are shady. You are dishonest. Yes. Tomorrow means confusion. Yes. Mendicant. A mendicant is what? A beggar. Yes. A mendicant. Then another word again there's poor. You understand? Poor is what? Penury. It's another penury, poverty. They are the same thing. But mendicant is a beggar. Ingenious and ingenious. They are the same thing, but something is different. This one is carrying N-I-O-U-S. N-I-O-U-S. So this one means to be clever. This one is carrying N-U-O-U-S. This one means to what? To be someone that is someone that is innocent. So ingenious, innocent, ingenious, clever. Take note of the difference, please. Very, very important. Ecstatic, somebody is happy. You understand? Wrath, you will feel my wrath. You will feel my anger. Yes. Parochial. When you say this girl is so parochial, it means this girl is so what? Narrow-minded. You understand? Then despondent means hopeless. Hopeless. Then a fifer. Who is a fifer? A fifer is a thief. You understand? Can you just tell somebody you are a fifer? The person will not know that you're calling the person Onyara. Oh, you're calling the person thief. You understand? Deranged. When somebody is deranged, mentally deranged, that person is insane, that person is mad. Then we have coalescence, union. We have reprisal, revenge. You understand? So these are the commonly synonym questions that you will see on the day of your exam. Like I said, you need to, for antonyms, it's the same thing. If you don't know the synonym, you don't know the antonym. So now that you already know the synonym of the words, if they now ask you the antonyms, you easily know it. And from in fact, synonym and antonym questions, they are not hard, because now you already know the commonly asked questions, commonly asked synonyms and their meaning. So even the sometimes the way they will put it in the sentence, you even know it easily. You understand? For example, now let's say the man is in a penurious state that he could not. The man is in so much penury that he could not afford a loaf of bread. The man is in so much penury that he could not afford a loaf of bread. Penury, afford a loaf of bread. You should already know that is talking about poverty. You understand? Even if you not heard the word before, but because of the way they place it in the sentence, you should be able to think and know that, okay, this is where you are coming from. And sometimes why what I will do is that in the options, maybe it's 4 options now. 3 of the options will be what? Something opposite. Then 1 will be the correct one that is synonym to what? To the question that was asked. So when you're asking why questions, why questions is very easy to answer. Just be very careful. Listen to the question very well, understand it, then look at the options. You see that 3 of them will be talking something opposite. For example, now, the question I just gave you now is talking about someone that is poor. In the option, you might see something like magnanimous. You might see something like extravagant. You might see something like wasteful. You understand? Then you will now see something like poverty. The first 3 I just mentioned now, they are completely they are talking about somebody that will have money. They are completely different. But the last one is now what is now talking about the question that was asked. So that is how you know it. So you just have to sit down and think before you pick the correct answer. Do you understand? So that's how it works. So, but with everything I've said and with this little speech I just gave, I believe that if they should ask you like 40 questions from antonym and synonyms combined, you should be able to get at least 30. If you fail at least 10 or 15, you'll be able to get the rest from everything I've said so far, from what I just gave you, the OT I just gave you now. Do you get? So that's it. The next session I'll be talking about idioms and all of that. They will talk about, words. You get, like lexis and structure, all those nouns, pronouns, adjective, all those kind of things. We'll talk about that one. Then, we'll not talk about the last part, which is orals. You get. So let's move on. Hello students, this is Study AI, and if you're a student preparing for the JAM 2026 JAM exam, then this video is for you, because in this video I'll be talking about the commonly asked English questions in the JAM exam. So please pay attention to this video. It is very, very important. I can assure you that if you listen to the very end, majority of the questions I'm going to be treating here, you'll see it on the day of your exam. So if you know that you want to score at least 70, 75, 80 in your English exam, then listen to this video to the very end, because like I said before, all these questions, you will see them on the day of your exam. So pay attention. Even if you don't see them word for word, even if you don't see them like the exact same, but they are going to still give you similar questions just like this. But if you already have the pattern in your head, if you already have the format in your head, you can easily do very well in the exam. So without wasting much of our time, let's dive into these questions. Now we have question 1. Question 1 says, you are not allowed to carry dash on this flight. We have luggages, many luggages, luggage, and much luggage. Now, before I even explain this one, now take note that this particular question is under a topic in English called Called nouns. Now, when it comes to nouns, we have countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns, they are nouns that can be counted. This marker now is a countable noun. If I put 2 markers, that's 2. It is countable. But uncountable nouns, these are nouns that cannot be counted. Example is what? Example is water, oil, luggage. In this particular question is an uncountable noun. Damage, information. All these are uncountable nouns, because you cannot count informations. You cannot count knowledge. You cannot count water. You cannot count oil. All these are countable nouns. So now, when it comes to what countable nouns, you can use what many for what for countable nouns. You can use few for what for countable nouns. You can use a few for what for countable nouns, but you cannot use them for what uncountable nouns. Now take note that even what uncountable nouns, they don't take s. For example, I cannot say informations. Doesn't make any sense. It is information, because this guy is what an uncountable noun and they don't carry s. You understand? So please take note. Now take note that for uncountable nouns, the only major words that they carry is what much. I can say much information. Very correct. Much can go with what information, but many cannot go. Many is for what? For countable nouns. Please take note of all these things. Very, very. But like I said before, uncountable nouns, they don't carry what s. You understand? Please take note. I can say much information. I can say a piece of information. I can say a little information. Very correct. You understand? So please take note of all these things. Very, very well. I can say a lot of information. Yes, all of them can go with what uncountable nouns. But you see, many, few, a few, these guys are for what countable. And countable nouns can carry s. For example, now markers, s. I cannot say informations. No, you understand? So now let's go into what this question. It said you are not allowed to carry dash on this flight. Like I said, luggage is already what an uncountable noun. So now that we already have that knowledge in mind, which one is the answer? Is it option A? No, because option A is carrying s. And like I said, uncountable nouns do not carry s, so option A can never be the answer. Option B, many luggages. Now this one is a grammatical error, because why? I made mention of something that many is for what countable nouns. So that one is already out. And even the luggage itself is still carrying s. So that one is completely out. Question option C, luggage. Makes sense. Option D, much luggage. Now take a look, like I said, please take a look that for this option C, there is a here. A luggage. Please take note. For this option C, there is a luggage. It's a luggage. There is a here. You understand? So now, like I said, this one can never be the answer. This one too, can this one be the answer? No, because take note that a and an are only used for what? For countable nouns. So when talking about countable noun, you cannot say a information. For example, now we are using information as an uncountable noun. I cannot say what? A information. You understand? A information, that one is wrong. So a luggage too, not correct, because luggage is an uncountable noun. Now, much information, this is very, very correct, because like I said, much is used for what? Uncountable nouns. And luggage in this question is uncountable. So much information is correct. Now, very correct. We have gotten one question already. Question 2. The rainstorm did dash to the houses and trees in my locality. Now, a lot of damage, damages, many damages. Now, damage is an uncountable noun. You cannot say 5 damage now. You cannot count damage. For example, now they destroy, let's say, God forbid now, your house gets destroyed. It's damage. You cannot count the damage. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. You cannot say, okay, the thing damage here, damage, it's just completely damaged. So it's an uncountable now. So now, what's the answer here? Is it damages? No. Why? Because, like I said, damages do not carry, uncountable does not carry S. So this one is already out. Is it a damage? No, because like I said, uncountable does not carry A or an. It's just like that. Now, a lot of damage and many damages. Many damages, can it be correct? No, because I say many is used for countable words, countable nouns. So cancel it. A lot of damage, yes. I mentioned it before that a lot of is what used for uncountable nouns. So shade it. Option A is very, very correct. Now, question 3. A school's laboratory does not have equipment, does not have dash. Equipment, many equipment, several equipment. Now, tell you that equipment, is it a countable noun or an uncountable noun? Equipment is what? A group of things. It can be as thousands and millions. They are a group of. So that's what uncountable. You cannot count it. Equipment, uncountable. Damage, uncountable. Luggage, uncountable. Information, uncountable. Advice, uncountable. Cannot count advice now. So equipment is also what? Uncountable. Now, since we're already that equipment is uncountable, what's the correct answer here? This one, no, carrying S. This one, no, it's carrying S and there's many. No. This one, equipment, just like that. Yes, because why? Like I said, uncountable now, they do not carry S. They are just like that. So option C is very, very correct. Number 4, journalists always collect and publish dash. Informations, pieces of information, many information, a lot of information. Now, which one can never be the answer? This one can never be the answer. Why? Because it's carrying S. This one can never be the answer because it's carrying what? It's carrying S. Yes. This one too is carrying S and there's what? And there's many here. Option B. Yes, because there is no what? S here. Do you understand? So option B, very correct. Question 5. We are moving to another part of what? English now. A lot of lions was brought to the zoo. Now, a dash of lions was brought to the zoo. Now, this is talking about groups of what? Of nouns. There are some nouns that when they occur in groups, they have a special name. For example, now a group of lions is called what? A pride of lion. So when you see like maybe like 7 lions in one particular place, you can call them what? A pride of what? Of lions. So the answer is obviously what? Option C. What about what? Colony. Colony is for bees. You understand? Bee. A colony of bee. It means that of bees. It means that a group of what? Bees. You understand? Then host. We use host for angels. You say the host of angels were around me when I was sleeping yesterday. You understand? Question D. Generation. We don't know about that one. Let's move forward. Now, question 6. Now, this particular part, you see this part and jam. They're like this. Well, let's rush it. It's not hard. The meeting was attended by many dash. By many dash. A director general, director general, director general. What's my director? But you can see that some of them, there's S. Why there's some, yeah, there's no S. Now, the key word is what? Director general. That's the key word, Abby. Yes. Now, what are we talking about? Who are we referring to? Is it the director or the general? Which person are we talking to? Like which person are we referring to? Is it the director? Are we referring to the director or are we referring to the general? These are to get the answer. Now take on that we have different type of director. You understand? But the director in question is the director general. And so this director is not any type of director, it's not any hard director, it is the director general himself. So we're talking more, we're trying to talk about the director, we're telling more about the director. So the director is what we are talking about. That this director we're talking about is not any small director, is the director general. So the director is the person we're talking about here. And second that these are all compound nouns. Now we're talking about compound nouns, it is the person they are referring to that carries the S. It is the person they are referring to that carries the S. So director general, if you want to polarize it now, because this is actually pluralization of compound nouns. If you want to polarize director general, it will now become what? Directors general. Directors general, because why? We're talking, this particular compound now is referring to the what? To the director. So it's directors general. Question 2. The citizens welcome all the African dash, heads of states, heads of states, head of states, head of state. The citizens welcome all the African dash. Now, listen, the key word here is what? Head, we're trying to polarize head of states. Now, where are we to put our plural, our S? Is it year or year? Now, how many of you have heard of this word, head of department? HOD, that's the head of department. Now, each department have what? An HOD. Medicine have their head of department, their HOD. pharmacy have their HOD, law have their HOD. Imagine all this HOD comes together, all this head of department, they come together. It is called what? The heads of department. The heads of department. The heads of what? Of department. You understand? So it means that if I to polarize, it is this place here that will only polarize, because it's talking about what? The different head of state. The head of state of Sokoto, head of state of Jigawa, head of state of Edo State coming together. Heads of state. So which one is that? It is what? Option B. Please, take note of all these things. The hospital cannot boast of many dash. The hospital cannot boast of many dash. Is it woman doctors or women doctors? Obviously, it will be what? Women doctors. Women doctors, because obviously it's telling us that these people now, we now have more of women that are doctors. We have more of women, like many women that are now was doctors. So it is what? Women doctors. Option A. Please take note. Number 9. The doctor insisted that she give the baby 5 dash of milk daily. Now, anytime a word ends in FUL, if you want to polarize it, just add S in the last part. You are good to go. So it means that the correct answer here is what? Is option D, spoonfuls. Number 10. You are advised to keep your dash clean. Now, this part of English is called what? Plurial tantum. Let me see. I think it's plurial, something like this, tantum. Yes, but they will not ask you that one in exam. Now, what are plurial tantum? These are words that always carry S. And when you tend to remove that S from that word, it makes that word completely what? Useless. For example, now, surroundings. If you want to spell surroundings, you must add S to it. That's the correct spelling of surroundings. If you want to spell headquarters, you must add S to it. If you want to spell outskirts, the outskirts of Benin, you must add S. If you want to spell arms, like in terms of gun, arms, you must add S to it. You understand? So that those words that you must always add S to it. Premises, for example, now, if you want to spell premises, you must add S at the end of it, at the end. You understand? All right, now people, let's solve the next set of questions. Now remember that there was 2 questions here in that first clip that I was trying to explain to you guys. Now the first one, the answer is what? Surroundings, carrying S. The second one, the answer is what? Headquarters, carrying S, because they are what? Plurial tantrums. You understand? So now let's roll this one, this set of questions. This is another aspect of what? English that will come out to your exam. So please listen attentively, very important. Question 12. She is taller than dash. A, me. B, I. C, myself. D, myself. Now, if Jam want to finish when these areas will bring questions from, but there's a way to go about it. But before then, let's lay some ground rules. Now, there's what we call what? Subjective case and objective case. So here, let us say here is the subjective case and here is the objective case. Now, for subjective case, we have I and me. We have he and him. We have her. Oh, sorry. Yeah, she. We have she and her. We have we and what? And us. You understand? All these are objective case, objective pronoun case. All these are what? Subjective pronoun case. Now, how do you what? Use all these things that I just wrote on the board? You see the way we use to answer some questions now. Now look at question 1 again. It said she is taller than dash. You understand? Now, whenever you are comparing, whenever what you are comparing, you ask yourself, where is what the direction of comparison in the question? Is it in the subjective case, that's the beginning of the question, or is it in the what? In the objective case? And the pronoun that is being used in the question, is it a subjective personal pronoun or an objective personal pronoun? This is very important. So now look at this question again. She is taller than dash. This she is the pronoun, Abi. Now ask yourself, is this she, is it a objective personal pronoun or a subjective personal pronoun? From what I just said, she is what? Subjective what case, or subjective, yeah, personal pronoun. So if she is subjective personal pronoun, it means that the answer that will be here should also be what? A subjective what? Personal pronoun. Do you understand? So if she, now look at the options again. She is taller than dash. A, me. B, I. C, myself. D, myself. Now the two that can never be the answer is obviously these two. They can never be the answer. So we're left with what? Me and I. Like I said, if the pronoun in the subjective case is a subjective case pronoun, it means that the dash should also be what? A subjective case pronoun. So she is what? Subjective. You understand? So between me and I, which one is subjective too? It is what? It is I. So it means that I is the what? Is the answer. For whom might not understand. She is taller than, like I said, focus on the first pronoun. If this pronoun is what? Is a subjective personal pronoun, it means the here will be what? Subjective too. If it's objective, so we're left with what? Themselves and they self. Obviously, you know this one is not what? This one is not correct in any way. So the answer is what? Themselves. Option C. Very, very correct. Now, 32. He said, we are expected to wash the clothes dash. Which one is the correct answer here? We are expected to wash the clothes ourselves. Or self. Jam, not correct. Ourself, not correct, because our is already talking about a lot of people. So self is talking about one person. You can see that the two does not make sense. These are not correct. We selves. If you choose this one, oh my god. So this is very, very correct. 33. He said the couples met dash sometime last year. Now couples, now if you watch, this is under what? Still under pronouns, but we have, when you talking about something like this, we have each other, and we have one another. Now the thing is that when you're talking about two people, we use what? Each other. When we're talking about more than two, we use what? One another. So the couples is talking about two people, abi? So now that means the correct one will be what? Each other. So the couples met that sometime last year. Is it one another? No. Is it each other? Yes. The couples met themselves. Let's analyze this option C. The couple met themselves sometime last year. It's not correct, because when you say the couples met themselves, it means that the man and the woman, when they came to, like, when they were together, the man is not seeing himself. The woman is not seeing herself. So then that's meaning of themselves. So that one is not your joint at all. So each other is what is a very, very what correct one here, obviously. The 7 boys, we are always fighting. The 7 boys are always fighting. Is it one another or each other? They're always fighting what? One another. Option A is very, very correct. They're always fighting one another. Not each other, because they are more than. Now look at this one. Other, we have got to adjectives now. So the way we are running, we'll cover like 3 topics already. 3 strong topics in English. Before, Joy is dash than any of our 6 sisters. Let's leave this one first. Let's come to this one. Of the 6 girls, Ada is what? Now, when it comes to adjectives, we have comparative and superlative. For example, now I can say, let me give you an instance. Let me say, okay, this is my black pen. Let me say big, bigger, biggest. Abi? Yes. If there is bigger, there should be small, smaller, smaller, then smallest. Abi? If there is this one, it means there should be what is it called now? Smart, smarter, smartest. You understand? So when you are comparing between 2 people, you use the comparative. But when you're comparing between 3, 4, 5 people, you use what? The word superlative part. So this is the comparative, and this was the superlative. You understand? So now look at this guy. Look at question 24. Of the 6 girls, Ada is dash. Of the 6 girls, of the what? Of the 6 girls. So it means that 6 girls, they are more than 2, obviously. So Is it smart, smarter, or the smartest? It's the smartest, because smart, this one is just not, it's just there, it's just the base form. Smarter is for two people, so it cannot be the answer. The answer is what? The smartest. Correct. Now 35, we said this is the dash book I have ever read. The dash book. Now take note that when it comes to adjective, we can either say all these ones, or we can say more and what, and most. When we're talking about two things, we use what? More. You can say I am more finer than her. Yes, for two people. I am more what? Finer than her. But I can say I am the most beautiful girl in the world. Three or more people. Do you understand? So 35, let's go by. He said, this is the dash book I have ever read. Most interesting, more interesting. Which one can that be the answer? This one can never be the answer. So let's remove that one first. So I left with most interesting. He said, this is the dash book I have ever read. So we'll say this is the, is it most interesting or more interesting? This is the most interesting, because when you are saying this is the dash interesting, it means that out of all the books, obviously the books will be more than two. Out of all the books, this is the what? The most interesting. Correct. Now 36. He said, I am dash than you. I am dash than you. What's the answer? I am what? Dash than what? Than you. Is it fat, fatter, fattest, much fatter than you? Now take note that, listen, take note. The answer can either be B or D. But for your exam, choose what? Choose option what? Option D. I am much fatter than you. Very, very simple. Let's go back to this one. Now look at this one again. He said, Joy is dash than any of her sisters. Normally, Joy is dash than any of her sisters. Normally, we would have chosen what? The smartest. But because of this Dan now, Dan is now making it look as if they are comparing just two things. You understand? If it was just Joy is dash any of her sisters, we can say Joy is the smartest than any of her sisters. But because of that Dan, we're going to go with what? With smarter. Joy is smarter than any. Because of this Dan is not making it look as if it's just two people that you're comparing with. So please, that's why I say you should leave this one first. So option B is very, very what? Correct. Now, are we done? 37, he says, my friend's compound is dash than mine. Very large, much larger, more large, and more larger. Now the answer is what? Option D. The answer can never be is very large. No. The answer cannot be more large. No. The answer cannot be more larger. No. The answer is what? Much larger. Now let me explain something to you. So I just listen attentively. I'm not with my duster, so I'm going to use my hands. Please, but you're listening attentively. You understand what I'm trying to say. Now look at the board. Normally, we can say big, bigger, biggest. We can say that one. All of you know that one, Abi. But we cannot say big, more big, or more bigger, and most bigger. We cannot say that. Now the reason why we cannot say that is because of the fact that, listen, it's because of the fact that this guy is already used as a what? As a comparative form, and this guy is already is comparative. We now have what? Two comparative, which is not supposed to be so. So it's not about to say more bigger. We can just say much bigger. Much is the correct format. You understand? Because much is not showing any form of comparative. It's just there. But we say more bigger, that's a tautology, because more itself is already a comparative, and bigger is already comparative. So comparative cannot work. Same thing with most bigger. Most is already a superlative. Biggest is already what? Is already a superlative. So two superlatives is a tautology, and that cannot work. You understand? So please, it is this. You see, this much is much bigger. That one makes sense. That was why in this part I did not choose what? More larger, because more is already a comparative. Larger is already a comparative. So these two cannot go together. Rather, much larger is the correct word answer, because much is just there. It doesn't, it's not comparative, it's not superlative, it's just normal. You understand? Now, this part, oh my god, this part is very, very dangerous. But we'll solve it, Sha. We'll solve it. Now, how do we solve these three questions? It's very, very simple. Now, it's what we call order of adjectives. Please listen attentively. It's what we call what? Order of adjectives. I want to explain something to you. Just listen, just listen. See, this thing will come at your exam, so pay attention. There's what we call what? Order of adjectives. Please take note of adjectives. And this order of adjectives is like this. Does CAC pump? Does CAC pump now? Yes, that's does CAC pump now. Now, the reason this formula is what we use to get order of adjectives. So let me tell you how this formula came about under order of adjectives. So now, there's this church in my area then, when I was still very young. This church, the name of this church is CAC. I think it's all those people that go to White Garment Church. Yes, CAC. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. So, these CAC people, their church itself, they have a borehole. You understand? Where they pump water. So we now in our house, we don't have borehole in our house. So anytime they have service, that's where they normally pump their water. And how do we know that they have service? We'll start singing. They know that this will have service, so we'll run towards the church and go and fetch water. So anytime we hear that voice, people will not start asking, since there is already church, there is service going on, does CAC pump now? Is CAC church, are they pumping water now? So that's how we got this formula. Does CAC pump now? You understand? So now, what does CAC pump now? What does it mean? Now this D is what? Determinant. Determinant. This O is opinion. Yes. Now this one is size. This one is what? S. The other S is what? Shape. This other C is what? Condition. This one is what? Is age. This one is what? Color. This one is what? I think it's purpose. This one is origin. This one is material. Material. This one is pattern. Yes. Why this one is what? Is now. Purpose. This place is the purpose. Why here is the what? Is the pattern. Please take note of this. Very, very important. So determinant, opinion, size, shape, condition, age, color, pattern, origin, materials, purpose, and noun. Now, how do we use all these jargons I've just written on the board? We'll talk about it shortly. So just pay attention, so that we'll talk about how we can use these guys. Now look at that question. It said the dash came here last night. The dash came here last night. Handsome, tall, young man, young, tall, handsome man, tall, handsome, young man, and young, handsome, tall man. So now, what is the correct order? That's what you're asking us. So let's use option B as a case study now. Let's use option B. Option B is what? Young, tall, handsome man. Young, tall, handsome man. So now, obviously, let's start classifying it. Young is what? Young is age, right? Now, first of all, let me explain all these things. Determinant can be a or an, right? Yes. Opinion is something that is obvious. For example, now somebody is what? Is fat. That's opinion. Person is fat, obviously. You understand? Opinion is something that you can obviously see, and something that does not change easily. That is what opinion. So we have size, we have shape, we have condition. Condition is something that can change with time. For example, now somebody can be hungry, and the next thing the person is filled up already. That's condition. Somebody can be rich and the next time is poor. So that one is what? Condition. That's why they say no condition is what? Is permanent. Now age, we all know age now. Color, pattern, origin. Origin is where you are coming from. Material, okay. Purpose, what is it used for? Then now is now. So young is what? Is age. Now tall. Tall is what? Is the size, right? Yes, the person is tall. That's the size. So tall is what? The size. Handsome. Handsome. Is handsome an opinion or a condition? It's an opinion because someone cannot just be handsome today and tomorrow the person is now ugly. No. So handsome is what? An opinion. It's something that does not change easily with what? With time. So this is an opinion. The man is the now, obviously. So let's call it the now. So now, is this the correct format? Which one is between size, age, size, opinion, and the now? Which one is supposed to come first? Which one is number one? It is what? It is the size that is number one. So this one is number one. Which one is number two? After size is what? Sorry, which one is number one? It is opinion that is number one. Oh, sorry. From the chart, it is opinion that is what? Number one. After opinion, what is the next thing? Is what? Is size. Size is number two. After that one is what? Is age. Age is number three. Then this one is obviously number four. So it means that the correct format to be the handsome, tall, young man. Handsome, tall, young man. Handsome, tall, young man. Which option is that one? Option what? Option A. Handsome, tall, young man. Very correct. You understand? Now, let's look at this one. Let's see if we can get this one. I'm not with my daughter as I'm using my hands. So please bear with me. Let's pick one option. Let's pick option C. New Japanese blue. So first of all, new is what? New is age, right? Yes. So we'll call it age. Japanese is what? The origin. Where is it coming from? That's the origin. Japanese. Blue is color, right? So we'll say blue color. So which one come first? Is it age? Yes, age come first. One. After age is what? Color. Color is two. After color, the third one is what? Origin. Origin is the last one. So we'll say the new blue Japanese. Yeah, so new blue Japanese. New blue Japanese is the correct format. New blue Japanese. So which one is the correct one? New blue Japanese is option what? Option B. Very, very correct. Shade it. Now, new blue Japanese. 41. The small. Okay, let's pick one. Let's pick option D. Let's pick option D. We just pick any one option and use it to get it the correct format. Let's say, okay, light green small racing. Option D, light green small racing. So light green is together, light green is the color. Small is, okay, light green is the color. Let me just write it down. Small is the size. Then racing is the what? Is the purpose for racing. So which one comes first? It is what? It is size, one. Followed by what? Color, two. Followed by what? Purpose, three. So the correct format will be a small light green racing car. A small light green racing. So which one is the correct option there? It is what? Option C. Shade them. A small light green racing car. So now that's all. And with this, with everything I've said so far, I can assure you that yes, you score nothing less than what? 60 in your JAM exam. With everything we've done so far. You understand? So let's go.